All right, so let's go for the questions. By the way, we are now on live. So just for in case, but I think we can still record on cloud on my computer.
Recording in progress.
For the class. So first question, can you explain your experience in guiding Scrum team through various stages of program increments? Oh, this is a safe question. Can you explain your experience in guiding Scrum team through various stages of program increments? All right, so what is the key word in this one?
Program increment.
Program increment is the ultimate cadence, right? Like the whole environment and setting. But what is the role of a Scrum Master in this? Because whenever we're talking about keyword, we focusing on what us will do as Scrum Masters. What do we do in this case? Because guiding the team, yeah. So the keyword in this case is guiding the team, because that's our role as a Scrum Master, right? Is to guide the team. And in this case, I wouldn't say program increment is the keyword, but guiding the team. Yeah. So what is the reason why you might go to a Scrum Master interview and they ask you this question?
That their environment is a safe environment.
Mm-hmm.
Safe environment.
That's a very good clue.
On Scrum teams.
Mm-hmm.
Program increment, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good clue for you to see when you are asked such question. Hopefully too in the job description they should already write stuff about safe, right? But if you go to the interview and they ask you around program increments, then that definitely means that this environment is safe. But if they ask you to walk them through, what are they looking for when they're asking you to walk them through? Anyone know why they were asked?
Does the Scrum Master have the knowledge of safe and how safe works?
Exactly.
PI planning and all of that stuff.
Yeah. They want to understand not just the knowledge from a book, what you have read or what you've seen, but they really want to truly understand if you've worked in a safe environment, if you understand the safe environment way of working, and also what's the level of your experience working in safe environments. Because walking you through, that's like a whole detailed description you're going to be giving in all those summary. Anyone else other than her that want to also bring up, want to discuss that? Anyone else? No? I guess she answered it all. So then how would you answer this in an interview? So just by looking at this question, right? Walk us through your life towards guiding a team towards program increments, right? So when that's asked, what are some other reasons? What would you expect to do as a Scrum Master in this case, in this interview session? What do you expect to do? Anyone else want to try? No? It's basically for you to give scenario answer. In this case, you can just give definition answer like, oh, program increments is when we do our PI planning, where we have our team meeting, discussing futures. You are not giving no definition. Instead, you are giving scenario and explaining your experience working in safe environments. So how would you answer this in an interview? Anyone? How would you answer this in an interview? No one want to try? You want us to move on to the next question? Next question. Yes, no, no, yes. Oh, wow. I think you guys are going to have to start being on camera, because this being off camera is definitely not making you all focus. I'm going to start making that a requirement, a mandatory requirement to be a part of the program, where you have to be on camera to join the class. If not, you might as well not even join. So who would like to give an answer around this question? Can you explain the experience in guiding a Scrum team through various stages of a program increment? Maybe people online, they want to answer. I saw 4 people online. You guys want to answer this question? Around, can you explain your experience guiding Scrum team through various stages of program increments? Any one of you want to try answering it? No, yes? Or you guys are just still listening? It's like everyone is just listening today. Nobody want to talk. But this is a conversational thing, right? I can just give all the answer without people trying or talking. No one want to try the answer? No? All right, let's move on to the next question. You get ready for the next question? How do you organize and facilitate sprint planning? Can you walk us through your process and any technique you employ to ensure this meeting is productive? Oh, this is like 3 different questions set up in one, right? So what is the key word for that one?
Facilitation of sprint planning.
Facilitation of sprint planning.
Organizing as well, organizing, facilitating sprint.
Yeah. Facilitating sprint planning. All that is a good keyword. It's like none of you are comfortable with safe question. Is that why you guys keep the program increment one?
Okay, let's go back to that safe.
Yeah, I want to go back to it too.
Well, if nobody answer, I can just give answer. So one of you or two have to answer for me to give my answer.
Okay, Walter, go ahead.
Okay.
So the question is, can you explain your experience in guiding a Scrum team through various stages of program increments?
Okay. Thank you again for that question. Yeah. In my present company, in the past, I've helped my team in the PI planning, PI, which is the program increment, which is the heartbeat of safe planning. So prior to the PI planning, I make sure I meet with my product owner in my team, where we discuss. I ask him about the epic or the future that our group will be working on, and I want to know the dependency. What are the dependencies? What feature are teams working with other teams, and what other teams also depend on what we are working on, and then I make sure during that time I connect. Once I identify our dependencies, I make sure I connect with the other Scrum Masters from the other team to give them heads up about the feature that we're doing, how we depend on them, and I try to know the timeline when they're going to start and when I would like to get the information also. Then I'll make sure I'll document and get probably like I'll create an open communication, like a phone contact, where we have constant communication in case when they finish, they can give me heads up, and also making day-to-day update to get updated information from how their work is progressing. I will also help my PO try to identify also the priorities from the stakeholder or the customer, because he's the one who knows what is top of the backlog on what we are doing, and he got more information about the customer needs. Then after that, I will meet with my lead developer, where we meet and discuss about what we're going to do during the PI draft. Then meet with the whole team the next day, where we discuss about the feature that the PO will present to us, what we'll be working on. And during the PI now, then I will ask if there have been any changes from what we discussed prior to our meeting. If there's any changes, then I will update that on the PI planning before the general PI meeting, where we have the presentation where the whole organization, normally in our organization we have about 25 teams, where the top management will come and give the vision of that particular, of the high program product that we're going to deliver. And then the chief architect will also deliver what have to be, the engineering part. And then the RTE will come and deliver how the whole process gonna go. And then we have a breakout room. From the breakout room now, then the feature that we're working on, I will facilitate my team in what we are working on, and then try to make sure that I get updates.
So how many minutes now are you explaining this?
Oh, I thought it was a DI.
Yeah, but even with that too, you have to be cautious when you give an answer, right? You can't give answer when you are talking for 10 minutes straight. That's a red flag. Even though they're asking you to walk them through how you would do this during program increments, always put your question around 2 to 3 minutes, right? Whenever you see yourself, you're talking so far to the point that the interviewer is forgetting the question. When you talk so much, myself, I was even thinking, okay, what question did I even ask again? I feel like I even lost track. That sounds like, okay, I need to stop you. So that's one thing that I have to constantly do with you, because I want you to grow from that area, because you know a lot. And that happens sometimes when people are so smart. People have worked in the space for so many years, right? Like in your case, you understand the work like no other. So because of that, sometimes we tend to explain way beyond what they ask us. And that's why sometimes I always tell people, right? People that have already worked in the space for so long, and when you go back to the job market, it's so much more challenging than someone that's just getting started and starting out fresh, right? Because you've done multiple things, been part of multiple projects, have different experience. So because of that, you tend to explain more, because you feel like, oh, there's more to have to explain. There's more I have to explain. But always keep it short, right? Answer the direct question, summarize things short, nice and simple, and not go way too overboard that even the interviewer will be like, okay, what question again did I ask this person? We don't want to do that.
I guess that's how I help my team in identifying dependency and risk, and also, making sure I facilitate our
Yeah, because you answered the question right. You did very well answering the whole question. But the only thing you did wrong was to explaining beyond 7-10 minutes, close to 10 minutes. And people like, even you're sitting yawning. But your answer was right.
I have to learn about it, summarize.
Yes, summarizing the question using the star technique, right?
Approach, yeah.
That star approach, if you use the star approach, it will always help you keep you in track, because you have in the back of your mind, okay, I've given the situation, and now is the, what is the S situation? The T is for
Okay, the T is for the task.
task, and the other one, the A,
Action,
and the R,
result.
good. So it helps you keep it like situation, task, action, and results. Whenever there's a scenario question, you use the star approach. That will always help you, because then you will summarize the situation and you talk about the action you took, and then the task you did, which is almost the same thing as steps you are taking towards the action. So then after that, you now explain the action you got from that, and then you should always talk about the result, right? What was the result from the action you took? Sometimes people always do such a wonderful job explaining the whole detail of the situation, explain like the whole action, and they will be so slow in the results, and that's not good. The results, that's where they now see, okay, after all your explanation, what was the impact, right? What was the impact from what you've done? Because why? When you come to the company, that's the same impact you would play in their company. So that's why it's very important for you to explain both. But that was very good. Anyone else want to try this question? Can you explain your experience in guiding a Scrum team through various stages of program increments? And you people online too, if you want to answer this, you can text your answer on the chat so I can read it too. Anyone else? No?
I was going to answer, but like Walter, I was getting caught up with the detail, and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
In my head. So,
we have to
if
learn
you
how to
summarize
summarize.
for us, it would be great.
Yeah, summarizing. And that's a challenge with you both, because you both are like practicing walking people. So when you're already in the space you're walking, it's just so much more difficult to articulate your words in a way it's interview friendly and not just through your detailed experience you do every day at work, But you always have the concept, right? And you always have the answer. It's just the way how you will put it that's very important. So how I'm going to answer this, like if I'm asked this in an interview, right? Like, how did I guide the team? Remember, it's saying guiding the team. And that keyword we identify as guiding a team, that should be your main focus. That means that this team are inexperienced, right? This team, maybe they've never done program increments, which is PI planning, or this team have done it in the past, they failed, and now they want to have the right person that will come in to help, right? Or maybe they've had a Scrum Master that had no idea and was able to support them. So in this case, you always have to like talk about the overall art experience. Oh yes, in the past I've worked with a team whereby I was a Scrum Master, and I had a newly team that was working in the safe environment. We had a product owner that was new in safe. We also had our team that was newly formed. I was the first Scrum Master to work on that team. So initially, I noticed that there was a little gap on the way how we are working, as we had a lot of external team dependencies and we didn't have that alignment between ourselves. And the first thing foremost I had to do was to create a very well-written communication session and also an action plan between the teams. And by me doing this, we're able to ensure that whenever we have a dependency, we're able to link up with those teams, identify early risks, also do proactively planning, PI planning ahead of time, and not to wait until the day of PI planning to start planning for the whole work. So one thing that I helped introduce for my team was to do pre-PI planning prep. And this PI planning prep can help me, the product owner, the technical lead, where we can sync up at high level to discuss futures and potential stories that will be finished in this particular current PI and the one to be worked on in the next PI. And also discuss high-level PI objectives and goals. So just for us to determine like where are we going. So by us doing that, we're able to cut back half of our time during breakout session in knowing already what we plan to work on before going to the breakout session. And then when we do get to the breakout session, we are basically just discussing how we can further break down those futures to stories. And with all of that, I continue to coach my team in the best practices in the agile way of working, ensuring we have definition of ready, ensuring we have definition of done, sync up with other external team, participate in the overall arts, team delivery meetings, and at the same time still sync up with stakeholder as needed, and also continue to coach my new PO to bring them up to speed in working in the space environment. So that's just my mini experience working in a space safe environment while guiding a new team. Got it?
That was good. That was good. How many minutes was that?
That was like 3 minutes, right? Was it 5 minutes?
Yeah. No, 3 minutes.
I think it's like around 3 minutes.
5 seconds.
We're gonna start having our timer up because I can do timer too, you know. But I don't want to do that too because then you guys are gonna be looking at the time and not be talking. but what I just explained, it didn't get up to 5 minutes. But I'm sure you guys can come back to the recordings and play and see if that was over that. So yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, that was good. That wasn't long.
yeah.
It was nice and precise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think between like our thinking and your thinking is you just summarized it at a high level of what you would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you explained the high level stuff. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Always high level. When it comes to PI planning and program increment planning, the granular parts most of the time happen the day of the PI itself, the PI planning day itself. But the steps you take prior to the PI planning, that's what sets you apart from other Scrum Masters, because that you are being proactive. High level, yeah, for sure.
And the way you talked about it is like the way sprint planning is.
Yes, it sounds like sprint planning. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Definitely sound like sprint planning, but it's not. Of course, you see it as mini sprint planning, right? Because whenever you sit down, or even backlog refinement, I always will use the backlog refinement because I feel like backlog refinement is so loose, right? And we can use it for anything that can help the team. Unlike sprint planning, we have to start a sprint. But backlog refinement, we're basically just doing high-level discussion, gathering our thoughts, as brainstorming ideas, syncing up with the PO, prioritizing the backlog, reprioritizing it, negotiating things with the PO. We're doing all these different things just to ensure that we're going to be ready for the sprint. It's the same technique. Because PI planning, I see it as backlog refinement, right? All what we're doing in that thing is to help prepare us for the PI. Just like in sprint planning, right? All what we are doing, in backlog refinement, is to help prepare us for sprint planning.
Sprint planning,
yeah. That was a very good correlation.
Refinement, we would not only do we have the product owner, but sometimes we can also have stakeholder.
Yeah, definitely. That's so true.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask a question.
Are we gonna have any role play with PI planning since I have no idea how to do it?
PI planning?
Yes.
That's gonna be like I already teach like slides on this in past class. I have a drive on what is safe, PI planning. I have like a whole long hours of teaching in that drive. I know you are new in the class, so let's just get your foundational stuff out of the way, and then we can introduce the safe to you. But if needed, you can still look at the drive. You can search safe, what is safe. You will see the long hour video that I did for that. That can help you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's do another question. How do you... Oh, we did that one already. Oh, how do your organization sprint fast? Where is that? So do you guys want to talk about the sprint planning, or do you guys want to talk about the estimation one? Sprint planning or estimation? Which one? Sprint planning or estimation?
I don't mind whichever one. Everyone else, whichever one you think is important, we can do that.
I think the sprint planning we're just explaining is so similar to the program increments thing. I think we can go to estimation. Let's talk about a little bit about estimation. So now this question is saying, how do you assist the Scrum team in developing and estimating user story with clear acceptance criteria? So basically, how do you help support or coach a team on how to estimate user story? So what is the key word in this question? What is the key word?
Assist the team.
Yeah, this is like you assist the team in what though?
In developing and
Estimating story. So in this case, it's around estimating story. That's the key word, right? It's gonna be around estimating story. So what are some reasons? Let's do some little assumption. What are some reasons why you might be asked this in a Scrum Master interview?
The development team is could be junior teams where they don't have enough experience to estimate stories. That would be one reason. If not everybody, but several team members are like more junior, so they want the Scrum Master to come in and support those teams while the senior developers are working efficiently.
Yeah, but sometimes, let me not give the answer. That's a very good point. So what else? Why would they ask you this in an interview?
Okay, you might also have a team where you have like the lead developer who is making most of the decision estimation, and every estimation he gives, the rest of the team just follow what he says. They don't try to give any kind of input. You just say, well, he has more experience. He's the one who knows most of the stuff.
That's a great point. Maybe like they have a dominant voice in the team.
Yeah, dominant voice.
That's a great one. What other reason why they might ask you this in an interview? Maybe this team is struggling with estimation. They don't understand estimation because they say that they want you to go and coach them, right? Or they are new to Agile, they are new to estimating, and they want you to come set up and help them with that. Or they've been estimating wrong, or there's a lot of discrepancy with estimation always, or they have been so vague with their number, or sometimes people are sneaking and giving wrong estimates just to make it look such a big story when in reality they might not even need all of that. So all of those can be a reason
So they
why.
have like a spillover most of the time.
Or they have spillover most of the time that due to lack of understanding on estimation. So those can be this team dynamic. We can assume that maybe it can be one of those. What's another key word that I see here that's very important that this question stated? What's another key word? Clear acceptance. Clear acceptance criteria. Because why is that important? Why are they saying that they want a Scrum Master that will come in and teach these people about estimation and also teach these people around having an acceptance criteria? Why is that important? Why are they saying clear acceptance criteria?
So they might have probably the PO who is not familiar in writing good acceptance criteria. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of clarity for the developers to understand what the user story is all about.
Yeah.
Walter, stop it. You've been in my brain right now.
No, he answered it right. That was very right,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and that's what I was going to say. I'm like, oh my God, you read my...
That was very right. Because they might have a PO that writes user story without an acceptance criteria. And how Why is that important though? Why is that attached to the estimate? When a question is saying that you're having a user story and teach them about estimation and also ensure it has a clear written acceptance criteria. But why is that clear written acceptance criteria? What's the correlation? First of all, what's the correlation between estimation and clear written acceptance criteria?
It ensures that if the team understands
Exactly.
what the ask is.
Understands. Because sometimes if they don't have that clear written acceptance criteria, there is no way they were able to give their guesstimation, right? With the estimation. Because they have to at least have some kind of idea. But if they're written a story that's so blank, so it's going to be difficult for them to estimate that story. But if that story writes a clear written acceptance criteria, it will be easier for the dev team to now give their estimate. So that's why that question is very, very important question. And you have to understand all these layers embedded in this question, because the question is so long and big too, right? But it's very, very important question that's asked here. So now that we already know the keywords, now that we already know the assumptions on why you might be asked this question in an interview, how do you assist Scrum team in developing and estimating user story with clear written acceptance criteria? You guys online too, you can actually text your answer in the chat if any of you wanna also put that. So how would you answer this in a Scrum Master interview question? How would you answer this? This is not even as difficult as it is, It's not even one that you even have to give scenario. It's one of those that you can just give direct answer and you still will do it. Because when it comes to estimation, you don't have to give scenario when it comes to estimation. Because estimation is either you know it or you don't. There's no in between. For the most part, if you're using one technique, it is practiced almost similar in other companies too. So sometimes companies, if they want to make it difficult for some Scrum Masters, they ask you estimation questions. If you go to a Scrum Master interview and all they do is to ask you estimation question, run. Just kidding. No, that means that they want a Scrum Master that truly know what they're doing,
Did I tell you I went to one interview on the final interview? I failed that interview because I did not know how to write user story.
Exactly. You told me that when you joined. The user story part is very important.
Like run away from that question and say no.
Yeah.
They want a Scrum Master who will help the PO to write user story. Say our PO don't know how to write user story.
And
So did they make you write it? Did they say write a user story?
not writing, but your understanding of it, the way how you speak about it can tell if you know it or not.
Oh, okay.
Right, Walter? Or were they asking you to write it?
No, they asked if I knew how to write
Exactly,
it.
like understanding.
And the lady who she wanted to give it, she said I should write 3 examples of user story, how I'm going to help the PO in a situation. And I said no, I've never done that before.
You said that?
I'm like, whoa, that was a
Oh my God.
That was a failure. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Now I have to follow my Cohen.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good. My Cohen user stories are good.
User story now. Anytime I'm like, okay.
And it's not as difficult.
Can you share that guy's page for me, Walter, for us? I don't know that person. Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the best.
And you don't have. And sometimes people be like, "Oh, I'm not technical, so I cannot write user story." That's not true. Almost 60% of POs or even 70% of product owners that I've worked with, they are not technical. You just have to understand the work, the product, the workflow, and know how to collaborate with your stakeholder. Because even you, Scrum Masters, yes, you can coach on how to write user story. And it's a very good skills to add under your belt.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how would you now answer this in an interview? You guys have been dodging the answer. How would you answer this question in an interview?
You just answered that. Okay.
I didn't answer it. No, that's not the
You
answer.
just gave us the whole clue. Okay, thank you again for that question. When I just joined my current company, I discovered my PO was new to agile way of working. So the developers we were spending much time in sprint planning during estimation, and most of the stories they did not have clarity. So what I did was to connect with the PO, have a one-on-one meeting. Then I asked him if he was familiar with users what we call user story, how to write good user stories, and also how to identify good user story. Then he told me no, he was not familiar with that because he has been working for the past 12 years with the waterfall system. He's new to the agile way of working and also writing user story. So I asked him if we can have like weekly session on like a workshop training on user story writing. He accepted that. I also invited the whole team about the workshop training, and they accepted. And what I did was every Wednesday we had workshop training on writing good user story, where you had.
So you've been talking a lot about user story, but how did that impacted the way how they estimate?
So okay. So after about sprints, our team were able to increase our put to about 20 user story to 50 user story per sprint. So the result of this was my team were better in now writing user story would help. The team and the lead developer and the product owner now had a better idea of writing user story and making sure that they knew where this was a good user story that had clarity and how to give good estimation also. That's how I helped my team.
That's a very good answer. You did very good answering that question for sure. Anyone else? Anyone else want to answer this question? No one? No one else want to answer this question?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
So the question is, how do you assist the Scrum team in developing and estimating user story with clear acceptance criteria? How can you coach a team to do this?
Thank you for asking that question.
So hold on, not you, don't say anything. What about others that have not said anything so far? Anyone else want to try? The people that have not said anything? That have been patiently and quietly listening? Hopefully, because you're off camera, I don't even know if you're even in class. Look at him, he's calling people out. I can't. Anyone else who want to answer the question? You guys definitely can go ahead and answer the question on the chat. I will tell you if you answered it right or wrong. The people are just there watching, so they're not saying anything.
Former Scrum Master.
I know, right?
I apologize. I'm at work.
All right, that's fine. Can you guys hear me? I didn't even ask if these people can hear me. Oh, what a terrible live person I am. Because the way how people are so quiet just watching. Can you guys hear me? Just to put yes or no.
Yeah.
everyone. I'm sorry, I can't really talk.
All right, that's fine.
All right, I want to try.
All right, go ahead.
Carol.
All right. Thanks for that question.
I'm going to be
When I
ending
just
the live.
started
We have
working
go to
at
live on
my
Mondays and
previous
Wednesdays.
company,
See you guys later.
they were just transitioning from the waterfall environment to a Scrum environment. So the team was very new. We had a PO that just left